Tell me, how did I get live? Whoa.
Yeah, I like what that conductor had on.
No, facts. That's what that is.
That's right.
I've been working on the railroad.
Been working on a
I was
railroad.
trying to figure out where I seen that joint act like.
That-
I know
that
I
ain't-
seen it on Jamaicans, but I was like, yo, I seen that joint somewhere else. And he just put it right in perspective. That is a conductor hat. Damn.
I'm the fucking conductor. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Generator, the conductor, and the operator of the whole ship.
Is you?
But I can't
So-
figure out.
So in other words, you're the cog in the machine. Conductor, operator, generator, COG.
Man, we was watching, The Matrix the other day, man. You know what I'm saying? We had our goal setting party. And, we sat down and watched The Matrix, man. That was a dope experience, man, to watch the movie with my brothers and break down the characters, man. One of the characters that we broke down, though, bro, was Cypher, bro. Yo, like, hey, bro, the funniest part about Cypher, bro, is when he was eating the steak.
He was killing the steak.
I know it's fake.
Did he have some sauce on it? I don't even think he had sauce. He was just eating.
Nah, it was like a rare steak. It just was still bloody.
Yeah. He gonna keep me in the Matrix. He didn't want to leave, bro.
Killing that shit too.
For real.
He was like, I know the steak isn't real, but the Matrix is telling my brain.
Nah, you see, feel me? And that is real. So like, what did y'all think he wanted the most?
And what I think Cypher wanted the most, one, he wanted Trinity to reciprocate his feelings that he had for her.
That
And
too,
two, he wanted to live a life of luxury.
yeah.
Because it's like he had this knowledge about what the Matrix is, what the Matrix wasn't, and then he didn't want to be a freedom fighter. He didn't want to be a soldier for liberation. He just had this question. He was like, okay, what is the Matrix? He wanted to know the answer, but he didn't want everything that came with knowing that answer.
Yeah. And that was a good point too, because I remember when he said that, he was like, yeah. He said, when you plug me back in, make me rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, make me rich, real, real wealthy. I was like, damn, like, so he did, like, he was right. I was like, damn, I forgot about that. And I forgot about his love for Trinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was something that, like, you really had to, it was, I mean, it's evident, but it's something like you could really miss if you weren't paying attention, Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that serious until, like, we rewatched it. And, like, before we started it and you pointed it out, I was looking for it. And I was like, yo, he did have, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he said it when he was unplugging everybody, but it's just, like, when I paid attention to it more, I could see the hints and the foreshadows before it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like when Trinity brought Neo some food while he was asleep after he was recuperating from being unplugged, and Trinity come out Neo room and he's standing right there at the door. He was just like, you ain't ever bring me no dinner.
Yeah.
You can read all into kind of where that statement comes from within him.
Yeah.
What type of emotions and thoughts does he have around this? That it was jokingly, but like you said, if you see like, you're not getting no play from this joint, and that's making him feel some type of way, especially if Neo just got here and he's supposed to be the one. So you got that going on too, that energy plus she involved. It's like, So I think that probably was just like one of the sparking buttons to really take him, because he had already been harboring these thoughts for a while. You can tell he was thinking of this stuff for a while. It just that triggered it.
Yeah, like, because like for Cypher had a hard on for Trinity, but Trinity was wet for Neo, and he couldn't understand why she wasn't wet for him. He was just like, I've been here, I've been doing this.
Right.
I've been putting in the work, and he just got here. He a Johnny come lately.
Mm,
Because he even said he was just like, like you've been doing this for 9 years.
mm,
So it's
Mm.
like somebody doing something for 9 years and repetitively over and over, and it's just like you said, resentment is
Also,
being built up,
yeah, and
anger,
doing it
frustration.
like yeah, and doing it blindly because he's going off the faith of Morpheus's word that Morpheus will find the one. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm also thinking like prior to them going to search for Neo, what did Morpheus tell Cypher? You feel what I'm saying? Like, did he tell
Yeah,
Cypher that he was the one at one point, and then when he found him, he was like, nah, you not the one, and they had to keep searching. Like, how did that conversation go? You know what I'm saying? Or like, like, cause it's like you had to pull these certain people out the matrix for a reason. So what reason would that be? Unless they were born, what I'm saying, inside. You know what I'm saying? But like even then, like these niggas old, so like they matching age, so you got to be a real young nigga to actually be, what I'm saying, actually natural born. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, what did he tell Cypher too? Like before finding Neo, like I wanted to know that story too.
man, that is a good perspective because the only people on the crew that were born outside of the Matrix were Tank and Dozer. They were the
Mm,
only ones that didn't have the plugs. Everybody else, was manufactured by the machines,
yeah, facts. Yeah.
including Morpheus himself.
So he's going off that nigga work for 9 years, bro. And then it's crazy because it's like, all right, went through that for 9 years. Finally find him. And dude, it's like you see that analogy, two diggers and they digging for the gold. One stops too early, but they right there at the gold, and there's another one
Yeah,
below. Yeah, it's like the same analogy. Like, bro, if you had to just wait a little bit longer, bro, you would have been straight. But you snapped and gave up at the time that you found the one. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that was part of the test. Like that was supposed to meant to happen. You know what I'm saying? But because if that didn't happen, Morpheus wouldn't have got captured. Wouldn't have got into it with the agents. Neo
yeah.
wouldn't have realized that he was the one in all of this. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting.
no, for sure. I can see that.
Yeah. So like now that we know what he wanted the most, what fear or belief kept him from getting it?
Mm, what fear or belief kept him from getting it? I think Morpheus, because that was the reason why he set Morpheus up in the first place to get captured. Because Morpheus is the captain of the crew,
Mm-hmm.
and you ain't gonna be doing nothing in front of Morpheus' face that he ain't gonna be like, man, get off my ship, or you
Yeah.
know, go to the brig, locking you up, or we're going back to Zion. You getting locked up in, the prison hold.
Yeah.
So I think Morpheus was in the way, and that's why, like, he did the whole betrayal and set Morpheus up to get captured. And once Morpheus was out of the way, made that phone call back to Tank, just like, yo, a car accident. I don't know what happened. Like, he said, and then when he was on the phone with Tank, he was just like, somebody's looking out for me. It was like, somebody looking out for you. Like you put
Mm.
these pieces in position in order to get out, unbeknownst to everybody else, and they thinking it's a freak accident, but you put these things in motion to keep people blinded of the reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why like it hit. That's why it hit everybody when he got out, and then he killed Tank and Dozer, and then when everybody else is trying to get out, he pick up the phone, and they like, Cypher, what you doing? And then he get to talking, and Trinity like, you killed him, and then that's when everybody like, oh man, we hold, we are
Mm.
screwed.
Yeah.
They already
Yeah.
knew what the signs was once they heard his voice. He like, eh.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think with him though, I mean, I think, I don't know. I think his psychology was, he might have wanted to be awakened at one time. Which is maybe that's the origin of how he got there.
Mm-hmm.
And he might have certain parts of him might have just got maybe bored with that, or maybe this ain't what I thought I wanted, or maybe it's too much work, or whatever. It could be a million different things that could have went through his faculties. But I mean, I think that might have been something that happened though. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
don't think he went into being awakened or being a part of that team with that in mind. That happened after certain things were happening.
Mhm.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he probably wanted to get, he wanted to change, I guess so. I mean, it's just like somebody getting knowledge itself, and once they get, like, nah, you
It's
know
too
what
much
I'm saying?
weight. Mhm.
Yeah. I I'm just gonna hypothesize. I'm thinking Morpheus entered the Matrix at some point, and he doing his thing, dodging agents and the police, and maybe doing some type of recruitment propaganda while in the Matrix. Cypher caught it, seeing the shit Morpheus was doing, jumping off rooftops, doing different stuff with the sword and different martial arts. He was just like, yo, that looked pretty lit. How can I be a part of that? Just on the surface level of it. And then once he get unplugged and he's seeing like, oh man, I'm on this rusty ass boat, rusty ship. We're eating this sloppy food. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. You know and you can tell that's what happened because the steak is kind of like a representation of that. Like the steak is considered to be, it's a staple type of food, steak. You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like that was
That's like
something
a
he,
more of like a high cost of food when you go out
yeah,
because it's like it's a certain
right,
type of meat cooked a certain way, you know.
yeah.
So
He
yeah,
wasn't with the meek lifestyle forever, like.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And,
cause like when he was talking to the agent during that meeting, he was just like, yeah, he was like, I want to get plugged back into the Matrix. I want to be someone important, like an actor. So he wanted this fine cuisine lifestyle where it's just like I got a little influence, and at the same time, I'm living very comfortably, very luxurious.
hey,
Uh,
And then
exactly.
he was like, I don't want to remember nothing.
yeah,
Yeah,
he did say
He,
that.
he was like, plug me back in. I don't want to remember anything. Do you hear me? Nothing. He was over it.
why do you
Yeah.
think he went to that extreme though? Like to say that,
I mean,
like,
because we go back to the scene when they're eating the little cream of wheat oatmeal, whatever it was, when they breaking it down, just like, yeah, it's just a simple synthetic vitamin with all the proteins and minerals. And he had his spoon. He was just like poured it off his spoon. And it just like trickled down, just like, yeah, I'm not eating this no more.
Mhm. He said the slop.
that joint won't even together neither. I was like, damn, consistency ain't even right. That'd drive anybody nuts.
Like it's like a mix of it looked like a mix of like grits, runny eggs, and oatmeal all in one. They're like, what is this?
Yeah,
Basically, they got all the vitamins and minerals that you need. That's what I was trying to figure out too. Like, how's y'all staying? You know what I'm saying? And then I guess they make their own little batch. I wonder where they get it from too, because it's like
right.
y'all niggas in Zion. Where's the? Ain't no
Where's the
light.
kitchen? Right, where the kitchen? Who's bringing these materials in here? Like, how are y'all making
Hey,
this?
how is this grown? How is this made?
The
Is it
truck
like
come on
hey,
Tuesdays. Like,
hmm?
who bringing this in here?
It's probably like lab grown or lab made or something. Like it might have to be.
Yeah, they probably had some type of not greenhouse. What's the other term? Damn it, what's that term? Not a greenhouse. It's a when you're growing food indoors.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. I can't think of the term, but yeah, it's probably one of them type of things where they're just like just growing everything internally since they're inside the core of the earth anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
Artificial lighting and all that stuff since they blacken the sky and there was no more sunlight.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, 9 years of that, that'll definitely drive somebody crazy. If you're not getting satisfied in other areas that you're needing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand his perspective. I get it.
Yeah, because the only one that was getting action on that ship was APOC. Him and Switch was doing their thing.
Yes, you know what I mean? Like,
But see, look, I mean, I feel like it ain't the real thing outside the Matrix, but the young boy had them programs so you can go in the Matrix and get your little freak on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, Mouse.
Yeah. So I'm like, nigga, look, hey, you gotta
he
do what
had
you
the
gotta
AI
do.
porn. He definitely had the AI porn. For
But
sure.
then
Yeah.
it would feel lame when you get unplugged and your shit all, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you look
It's
down, you
all
done sold yourself.
all on your leg, joint limp, just hanging on. We just like, man, now I gotta go shower. I gotta go shower in shame. Gotta make sure nobody in the hallway.
And you know somebody see it because somebody got to unplug you. So somebody,
Yeah, facts, yeah. Somebody gotta put
niggas over there tripping
look at
like
dude. You gotta take the walk of shame.
nigga pants dark.
Yo, motherfucking tank got jack him out. He looking at him. He over here in the chair. Shaking the joint out.
Everybody looking at him when he come out the joint. They like,
You good? Yo, you good?
what?
He said what?
Yo, that is funny. That is crazy. That's some real shit though. I can see that happening for real.
That'd be crazy because it
Yeah,
was like before you would even do that though, you'd have to tell like yo blacken the monitors because everybody can see what you doing on the monitors.
Like in the monitors.
Like man,
yeah.
look, I need 30 minutes. I mean, set the timer, come back.
Right. Privacy. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
For real.
peek around the corner. You in the damn chair shaking and shit. You know on the monitor they got your little heart rate and shit, so they see your motherfucking heart beating.
Yeah. That shit
Yeah.
is hilarious, bro. That was like,
Cypher
so yeah, I
position.
mean, like, if bro really wanted that, he could have just, you know what I'm saying, did that. But I understand though, like being unplugged and you actually have to, like, that's your real life. I mean, that is your life. You know what I'm saying? That's the actual real life. So you have to go through that weight. Remind me of like 6 tons, bro. Like the weight of the world is literally lying on your shoulders because you're not out here for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You out here so you can tap into the matrix, and so you could actually fight against these agents to win against the robots. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's crazy because it's not just them; it's everybody. It's like more people doing that than just them. You feel me? So it's like, man, like that's a heavy weight. Like damn,
Right.
these machines that come and fuck us. You see how they was fucking them niggas up? Yo, if when they got in there, bro. If Neo ain't stopped shit, bro, it's over for them niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Yeah.
damn, like like you already knew they could have fucked them up. So it's like, what side I want to be on? Do I want to be on their side or this side? So it's like, fuck this shit. I'm out. Like, like then it's like this bald head nigga been telling me for 9 years that we gonna find the one, and I'm out here risking my motherfucking life, about to die against agents in the Matrix. Motherfucking every time I go into the Matrix, I want to experience the food and I want to experience the culture, but I can't because these motherfuckers coming after me. I can't even live a life that I could potentially live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Yeah, that's another thing too, because it's like when you think about that, you talk about trust, belief, faith. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, that's one of those areas. He might have lost the faith, he might have lost the trust, but he lost the conviction of the mission or whatever that he thought that the mission was.
Right.
And I mean, that's one thing that you can see. I mean, everybody doesn't have the same conviction levels with the same things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, I see that too.
I think it intensified when Neo came around.
He done stole my bitch that won't mine.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it was almost like kind of like a Jesus archetype and a Judas
Judas,
Iscariot
yeah.
archetype. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
You got the one here, and then you got the one that's down, and it's a degree of betrayal because of the lack of trust in the mission that's coming about, and that's starting to create devil within the fabric.
Yeah, cause and to even go into that, because it's like that when he was about to go into the Matrix to meet with the agent, Neo came in behind him. He was like, "Whoa, you scared the bejesus out of me." Had it been anybody else that actually know what they looking at on the monitors, he would have been cooked. But because
Yeah.
Neo's still green, he don't know how to read the code and all that stuff. He don't know exactly what he looking at.
Mm-hmm.
But had it been Morpheus or Trinity, I'm like, what the hell
The
you
fuck you
doing?
doing? Right. That would have been
Yeah.
his ass right there for sure. Nah, for sure.
A nigga definitely would have been cooked, bro. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
But
man.
even that scene, I'm curious, how the hell did he get into the Matrix by himself? When typically you gotta have somebody jack you in. Like
Yeah.
he must
To have
have
somebody
been doing
running.
that. He must have been doing that for quite some time to be able to jack himself in while everybody sleep. Have that shit on a timer to where he get out just in time to where nobody knows what's going on. Nobody has any suspicions.
Yeah. And it's probably like an autopilot thing. Like, it's like I run the program first, then I plug myself in on some shit. I don't know.
Right.
It's kind of difficult though, cause you gotta lay back, go
Yeah.
around the joint. Like
Right.
that's crazy. Like he must have had that joint already like screwed in, then he just put his neck put his neck up.
Right.
Like that's crazy.
He just it just felt for it, just like, all right, there go the hole. Boom. But even then, to get out, someone has to someone has to do that part too.
He must have had a special program or something, or he must have. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, that's so crazy, bro. Like how? Like, cause you have to have
Yeah.
somebody call the phone, and then when they call the phone, that's your access point out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like,
He
yeah.
definitely had some type of program set on a timer, and it triggered certain events.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy,
the
man.
plug in and of itself is symbolic. The plug, you know what I'm saying? Like being plugged into something. Like that plug in and of itself, it just represents like the power or the mechanism that in reality is not necessarily a plug, but it's an energy that enters the mind that plugs you into shit. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I like how they kind of embodied that in the movie with the plug in the head, and it's the plug in the head.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nowhere else. It's in your head. So it's like that's just them symbolically saying niggas is plugged in through the consciousness. You see what I'm saying? In certain
Mm-hmm.
reality.
Right.
So,
Yeah. No, facts. And one of the things that I wonder too, like, cause all of them went to see the Oracle. I wonder what the Oracle told Cypher. And then it's like, further than that, I wonder if she told them all the same thing. Like, you're not the one. You're not the one. Like, you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, but particularly Cypher, I wonder what she told him.
Right.
You know?
Well, yeah, we only know what the Oracle told Neo, Trinity, and Morpheus. She
Mm-hmm.
told Morpheus that he was gonna find the one, told Trinity that she was gonna fall in love with the one, and then told Neo that he wasn't the one,
Yeah.
even though he was, because that's what he needed to hear in order to start the domino effect.
Yeah. Facts. And the thing was, like, it's crazy, right? He realized he wasn't the one. Well, no, he in the Oracle telling him he wasn't the one. He was so selfless, like that. He was like, "I'm not the one, but let's go get Morpheus." And then in
Yeah.
that act of selflessness, he realized he was the one. Like, you feel me? Like that shit's crazy. Like, it's like,
Right.
damn, yeah, let's go get Morpheus. I'm not the one. Fuck it though. Nigga, y'all pulled me out. If this man believed in me to pull me out and do all this shit, fuck it, yo, let's go get him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, bro. Like the humility. What you about to say, boss?
Yeah, I was gonna say too, and it's another like message in there where his name is Cypher, right?
Right.
Now, in this context, Cypher, of course, is any person, place, or thing. But in mathematics, Cypher has a mathematical definition to it. You know what I'm saying? That's an actual mathematical term, and uh, and it deals with deciphering codes and encryptions. When you look up the definition of cipher, and so
Right.
It says Cypher involves using mathematical principles, especially arithmetic, to encrypt and decrypt messages, turning readable text into scrambled text for security.
Right.
The arithmetical symbol for zero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's interesting too, as it pertains to messages and the different ways that messages can be coming for certain people. Because we're going back to what we talked about. He was on the computer, like you said. Neo couldn't decipher the encryptions. So,
Right.
but also within his character, many of them could not decipher his true intentions in his code of betrayal. Nobody saw that coming. So
Correct.
they couldn't decipher his whole code neither. So decryption and encrypting and turning a message and making a message obscure for security purposes, that's a degree of manipulation. And that's just like, so even in and of itself, his whole character, from the name to the energy and whole thing is a whole space.
Right.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
Yeah, because even if we look at it from like a binary mathematical perspective, because we deal with binary math and computer science, 1 and 0. 1 is on, 0 is off.
Mm-hmm.
So him being a cipher, him being 0, it was all off for him. Like nothing was balanced. Everything was just imbalanced for him. Where everybody else was in the same balance, plane of space and movement, where it's like he's like, I don't see it. I'm
Also,
not
to take it
aligned.
even
I'm not
further,
aligned with everybody else.
yeah. Also, Neo is the one, so that's the one. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
And he's
So
the
it's like
0.
0 and 1. Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like I ain't make that comparison, but like we just said that shit's hard. Yeah, like damn,
Right.
Morpheus, the morph things. Like
Morph.
you know what I'm
Yep. Morph,
saying?
mold, put things together.
Right.
Trent, and then
Yep.
you got Trent. Then you got Trinity 3. Him. Her, Neo, and Morpheus. They complete that little holy trinity of the Nebuchadnezzar ship. Like man, that whole movie is just laced with religious symbology.
Yeah. Hmm.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that joint definitely was tough. Definitely was tough.
No, so like if Cypher had a made one different choice at a key moment, how would he and their identity change? Or what would you think would be a key moment for Cypher where it's like it could really make or break his character?
Um, I think if Trinity would have reciprocated his feelings, I think he would have. I think he wouldn't have had a reason to betray them because he was just like, all right, even though all of this bullshit is going on, at least I have some love. A woman I could hold on to at night, have a little pillow talk with, have more reason to fight. Because it's like, all right, I'm fighting beside my love here.
Yeah,
Where it's just like, when he's harboring these feelings and he ain't getting no love back, it's just like, it turned a man cold, distant,
yeah,
negligent, reckless. That's
all
what I
right.
think.
What do you think was a key point that like made or broke his character?
When you say made or broke his character, what do you mean?
Like he could have changed it. It could have changed his character path, or it could like something that could have changed his direction. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. That's an interesting question. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like,
You feel like his path was his path regardless.
yeah, I don't. Cause that's an internal situation. So anything that's external is just gonna further trigger what's going on inside. So that's what was going on. So it was gonna happen anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I don't really think nothing per se. I mean, I see what the God is saying. I mean, that would have helped appease the situation, but that still was going on inside, regardless. It would have made it easier.
and now see that poses another question for me in my mind. It's like if he realized that he was the one, would he have done all this?
If
If
Cypher
he
would have
realized,
realized that he was the one,
No, if Cypher would have realized that if Cypher would have fully realized that Neil was the one, would he have done all this?
he did fully realize that Neo was wrong.
Nah, I think he died before Neo did all this shit. He died before Neo did all this shit. Like when they was fighting, he was fucking them up. You know what I'm saying, a little bit.
Yeah.
But then he
But nah,
failed to jump.
Go ahead.
Cypher didn't realize it because that's when he was posed that question of Trinity. It was just like, if Neo's the one, then there's got to be some type of miracle that's gonna prevent me from killing him right now. And that's when Tank came after getting shot with a little laser gun, and he was like, "No, I can't believe it."
Yeah,
And
yep.
then
He
then
got
Tank
tased
and
up
Tank and then, yeah,
and
Tank was
died.
like, "Well, believe it and believe it, son of a bitch," and blasted his ass.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I still think I think that he knew though. You know what I'm saying? I think he felt that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, once you go off the deep end like that, you start killing this.
Yeah.
You know you done after that. Like it's over for you either way. Like even though he thought like, oh yeah, like you had to make it up out of there first before you know what I'm saying, before the robots can really plug you back in. And then it's like like who goes to say the robots be like, you know what? Fuck it, nigga. We don't even want you. They gonna kill you right there. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. And I think he also knew he was the one. It's just like, for an example, it's just like Jordan when Jordan rookie year. He coming to the league. Niggas is like, shit. You know, no championships. See, championships you the one. Well,
Hmm.
you are ordained. You are ordained with the crown of the one. But niggas already know Jordan was the one out there. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like every time they did one of them little tasks, even though Neo might fail or might struggle, I feel like he saw like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
He,
Okay,
he
this dude's different.
saw he saw because there was special attention being given.
Right.
Like
Right.
Morpheus was acting different, Trinity was acting different. The whole crew was
Favoritism
just,
is not as good.
yeah, it was just like, hold on, man, like you ain't bring me no dinner. Morpheus ain't
Uh,
doing all this for me.
it's like
Everybody all excited. They don't want nobody excited when I got pulled out.
it's like he saw, but he ain't see fully. He
yeah.
like, why y'all treating this nigga like this? Like, nigga, what? I've been holding it down for 9 years. This is a new nigga right here. He ain't the
Right.
one. I know he ain't the one. Fuck it. Like, why y'all doing all this shit for him? You know? And then he got a glimpse. Like when they was in there fighting, he caught glimpses of it, but he
Easy.
ain't see like the full totality of it. That's what I'm saying. I was like, damn, if he had held on just a little bit longer and ain't snapped so quick, he might have. But then it's like the opposite end. It's like, well, if he is, let me clip him before he gets to be the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he is the one, like, it's so many ways you can look at it, bro.
Yeah, that's how I feel like it was gonna go.
Yeah,
Like that's how
I
I see.
I think he still would have snapped off, even if he didn't in that moment. He still would have jumped off the deep end at some later point. But
Yep.
he knew he was on borrowed time. It was just like, all right, if Neo truly is the one, and he can do the things that Morpheus say the one can do. I gotta get this dude before he's fully realized in his Christ consciousness. Because once he
Yeah.
develop all them superpowers and start bending reality within the Matrix, I'm cooked.
I'm cooked. I can't fuck with it. One thought.
Everything.
You saw what he
I'm
did
not
to
that.
the agent when he went to the agent and ripped the agent apart from the inside out at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he already knows. So
yeah.
nah, I see.
If Cypher would have seen that, he was like, yeah, I'm done for it. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer to another ship.
Like,
I'm I'm gonna
yeah, let
try
me
my
find me
plan.
some
I'm gonna try my plan on another ship.
music.
And the science, I think, the science there too of Cypher to being the one where it's almost like a difference between like I was talking about, like lack of faith and then having faith. Like the zero or the cipher is no, it's nothing. It's no faith there. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's really when Neo starts getting the faith that he's the one. That he actually the faith, the belief, and then the knowledge that he's the one. It was a whole mental situation
yeah,
where, but everybody is the one. It's just that everybody wasn't tapping into that part of themselves. Because Cypher also was the one. He just didn't tap into that.
correct. I mean, and that's
I can
when
see that.
when Neo went to the Oracle. She had that banner right there in the kitchen, and she was just like, you know what that means? It means know thyself. And then she was breaking that joint down. So it's like it just goes back into knowing who you are, your capabilities, your potentials, and awakening to those things to actually be the one. Yeah,
What was
and it
crazy,
goes
like I
back,
said, it's
you
just
know,
crazy.
I was just saying, like, and that goes back into having faith within oneself.
But see, it's crazy because he didn't even think he was the one though. That's the whole thing. Once the oracle told him you're not the one, in his mind he was like, he was like, all right, bet. Like, cause she even said it. She was like, don't worry about it. She said, when you get out there though, she's like, take a cookie. By the time you finish that cookie, you won't even remember a thing about this conversation right here. Cause she
Right.
knew, but she was just like, yeah. So, but like, it was his selflessness. Like, it was him like going the extra mile. See, any other nigga that told, oh, I'm not the one, man, fuck this shit, man. Plug me back in. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I ain't
Wasting
even,
my time.
I'm not supposed to be here to begin with. But this nigga Neo was like, yeah, I'm not the one. And then, like, when everything was transpiring, he's like, no, we gotta go back and get Morpheus. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. He's like, he had to live with that for a minute. Then when they captured Morpheus, he was like, well, let's go back and get him. Fuck it. I'm not the one. So if I die in the process, it don't even matter, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already knowing I'm not him. And then through him thinking he's not him, he discovers that he's him. You feel me? Like, it's almost like not knowing or doing what you supposed to do without being like without having an ego kinda. You know what I'm saying? Like without having grandiose thoughts. Like imagine if Cypher was like, yeah, Morpheus thinks I'm the one. Man, I'm that nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like not even no practice, no skill, no doing the knowledge himself. Oh, he think I'm the one, man. Fuck y'all niggas. You feel me? Neo ain't think that. Like it's just man, it's many ways you can look at that shit, bro. But like yeah, bro. Like it's just through his selflessness and through that's how he realized that he was the one, bro. You know, it's like we strip away the grandiose things in life, the fancy, the luxurious things and the luxurious items and all that. We strip away all that and we just do what we supposed to do, bro. And just live below our means and live with what we need, bro. That's when we become the one. You feel me? Because not only we doing it mentally, we doing it physically, and we pushing ourselves and disciplining ourselves. You feel me? So that way we can see abundance on the outside. You know. So it's like that's how I was seeing that in that moment. Cause he was just like, man, look, I'm already not the one, man. Let's go handle business. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I was having a conversation earlier with my enlightened Lord Shah. He is his birthday today, and we were just
see,
chopping it up, having a little conversation, and cause he was just late, he was just laid up in the bed. He wasn't trying to do nothing. When I called him, he was like, "Man, my wife been over here turned on all the lights, waking me up. I was just trying to relax for a little bit." I was just like, "Yeah, I understand." He was just
yeah,
like, he was like, "Man, I'm a simple man. I don't be needing much." I was just like, "Yeah, I'm the same way." He was just like, "Yeah, man, just master your 12 jewels and everything will be all right." You master your 12 jewels, you don't need nothing else in life. You good. And I was
yeah.
just like, "Yeah, it's really that simple. It's really that simple. Master your knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and happiness, and everything will be right as rain."
Is there
Good
anything
question.
else? Nah, is there anything else y'all want to add on about it? You know, about this character, this certain character.
I'm right as rain, man.
Yeah, I think I think Cypher represents, like a part of, your part of your lower self or your shadow, or I mean, he represents the darker aspects of yourself as it pertains to, you know, lack of, because Cypher means no or nothing, lack. So he represents the lack of faith
Mm.
in yourself, the lack of belief in yourself, the lack of trust in yourself. He represents that. So he's really like he represents really a spiritual energy within the self that has to be dealt with on the path to becoming the one. And so I think he's a really, really, really powerful figure in that regards.
I can see that. I see that.
Because see, when you lack those things, a lot of times those more ugly traits start coming out, like that jealousy of him and Trinity, or that those betrayal types of things start coming out. Because those are all natural tendencies that every human being experiences. It's just
Yeah,
again the morphing, the alchemy, the alchemizing aspect of taking that from the lower base to something higher. And depending upon how you're dealing with that within, you may or may not be able to do that. And so he
right.
represents that aspect of those types of dichotomies going on between God and devil.
Yeah, and desiring and desire, like desiring for things that aren't even real. Like that shit is crazy. You desire for like that isn't real, and you know you're gonna be put back to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Another thing. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, another thing that I see the joint represents is the soul's journey. See, bro, this joint was about the soul's journey waking up because see, again, it's all mental, and the mind is the gateway to the soul, and it really is about your soul illuminating and awakening within all of this that is considered to be the matrix, which is not really this external place. The matrix is really the womb of the mind.
Yeah,
Mm. Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's really the matrix. No, none of all this other shit exists like that, but the shit exists in the ethers and the consciousness of the mind. That's what the matrix
Yeah.
is about. So the shit was really about illuminating the soul, and Cypher represented the darker desires where the darker desires. He had the lust going on. The lust took place with the whole stake thing, and again the wanting, you know what I mean? And we all have lust. We all have had desires. And so then it's like
right.
you have to start gauging like, damn, desire in and of itself becomes the seed for a positive or a negative act. It's the desire that's the seed. Not that desire is wrong, because we all got desires. It's just what's backing that desire.
And what's the intention that's moving, this thought process? For him, it was desiring Trinity. It was desiring a luxurious life because that wasn't his reality. Neither of it was his reality, and so because it wasn't, it was making him frustrated. It was making him angry. It was making him anxious.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started making choices, making decisions that aligned with what he really wanted, what he truly desired,
Mm.
even if it cost other
And
people their lives.
right, right. That's where it gets. See, that's where it gets real funny at because it makes us all have to look at selfish desire and selfless desire. Not
Yeah,
because we all got selfish desires, but it don't mean that that's wrong. It's just like, how am I going to deal with this though? Like that's a tricky space because it's like if you ain't had no desires, I mean, what the fuck? If you had no desires, you wouldn't have no ambition to do nothing.
Yeah.
So you need
It's like,
desire.
are your desires righteous or your desires devilish? You know.
That intent behind it again, that seed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Because
You
I was
know.
drawing that shit up the other day. I was thinking to myself like desire. You know what I'm saying? Because I was looking at how like desire can really cause you to do some things. But then I was thinking, I was like, okay, let me draw it up again. Desire is all based off of how you gonna deal with that desire. Because you need desire to have the will or the ambition to be even inspired to go after something. If you don't have that, probably not going to even gonna attempt to do it. So it's necessary. But how do you keep it purified though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It just the
It's
word
almost like
desire.
how what?
Now, I was saying the word desire was making me think about how at one point in time you would break words down using quantum grammar. You would take like the prefix of a word, what that means, and then the other aspects of the word and put it together. It's just like so I think what like Latin,
Yep,
like D is like no, and then sire is its own other meaning. So it's like no something.
yep, Yeah,
But that's
and
a whole
I was actually doing
that's
the
a whole
knowledge to
nother
the
joint.
etymology of that joint today. Yeah, I was doing the knowledge to the etymology of the word desire earlier today. The I mean, it is a compound word, like we said, D and then sire. But the sire part comes from another word which means sidare, 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 and
Mm.
that means from the
Mhm.
stars.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
desires is things that are descended upon from the stars.
Oh, okay. So they're
Mhm.
coming through your
I was
crown
like,
chakra, and they're coming through your crown chakra and filtering through your other chakras, and that's putting your motion, in order.
showing your connection to the universe and how you can channel a thought and you bring it out of the stars and then you start correct. You see what I'm saying? So I was
Yeah.
like, "Ooh." When I saw the etymology of the shit, I was like, this morning actually I was doing the knowledge. I was like,
Mm.
desire. So yeah,
Fire.
Cypher had desires.
Yeah. Another thing I was thinking about too was the people that were born outside the Matrix, they can't get in the Matrix because they don't have any holes to get in the Matrix. So I'm like, I wonder what that life is like. You know what I'm saying? Never experiencing the Matrix, but helping others that are in there. Like because to you it might be. I mean, you know it's real. Oh man, something happened to the God. I think his phone died. But to you it's real. But you're watching them inside, kind of like another reality. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's just amazing, like that. People that are born outside the matrix, they can't even get into the matrix to see what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Mm-hmm.
interesting. I was just thinking about that too as well.
Mm-hmm. How I see that in real life is, it's like consciousness. It's different levels and frequencies of consciousness. And when you outside of the matrix in the 85% realm, it's certain degrees of consciousness that you don't have access to. So you know what I'm saying? Even like when you even the ability to be able to sit back and watch yourself. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? That's a vantage point of consciousness. Like imagine you in a room right now and you in the corner watching yourself do this podcast. Right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like this different
yeah,
levels of consciousness that everybody is not tapped into. You know
I see that. Yeah,
what I'm saying? Different
and
aspects of yourself, even internally, that niggas is not tapped at. You know what I'm saying? Different.
yeah, crazy, bro. Yeah, man.
So
Yeah,
I think that's how I see that. You know what I mean? In real life, that's the 5% and the 85%. You see what I'm saying?
and the
So,
10%.
right. That's
You see,
blocking.
you see the real battle, the 5%, the 10%, and then it's like the 85% is all the niggas in the matrix that never come out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Morpheus was kind of like your educator, like, yo, I got to pull you out. I'm giving you
Right.
knowledge, just pulling you out. You know what I'm saying? And Neo was the exemplification of like truly walking and talking and making the mathematics come to life. Like.
Yeah. It's like knowledge, wisdom, and knowledge, understanding degree in the 1 to 14. It's like a captain and lieutenant. Morpheus was the captain.
Yeah,
He was giving
facts.
orders out to the lieutenants so he can keep them in alignment toward the goal. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And the way that they lived was the FOI training. The way that they lived, that's what, you know what I'm saying? Their uniform was them raggedy ass clothes that they had on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That
facts.
food and going in and out of the matrix. That was their, you know what I'm saying, their constant
Hmm.
training. So it definitely was a science to it.
And they also had a sense of intelligence too, because you got it. They had machines too. It was fighting the robots. They had machines where they was loading up. They had the joints with the guns, like you know what I'm saying. So they
Mm-hmm.
had like certain technologies that was advanced, like especially more advanced than what we have now. So it's just like, yo, how could that been utilized more? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, it's just a real war. It's just amazing, bro. Like the symbology of real life to this. You know what I'm saying? And how we see things. Who knows? You might be in the matrix right now. You know, waiting for somebody to unplug us. You know what I'm saying? Like Morpheus.
What do you think that this theme of this movie is really, really alluding to?
feel like it's where we're gonna be in the future. Long after us, like probably like 2, 3 lifetimes after us. Nah, I'll say probably like 4 or 5. It's gonna get like that. Where you can tap into another reality and then come back. Like it's gonna get like that. I don't know if it's gonna get to the degree of where, I mean, AI is taking over, so I feel like yeah, AI is going to try and do some shit at a later time. Will it get to that extent? I don't know. It possibly could, but I think this will be the future for honestly.
That's why I think the Animatrix is so interesting because the Animatrix is animated short films based upon the Matrix, and it details in one of the short films how the war with the machine started. And I always thought that was interesting. That all because a human was trying to do something to a machine, and the machine had enough humanity to be like, that's not right. I should not be being mistreated just because I'm a machine and you're looking down on me. And so the machine retaliated in defense and ended up killing the human. And then the machine got put on trial. And then the other machine thought that the trial was unjust, how the machine was being treated based upon how it responded to mistreatment. And that's what started the war.
Machine had a sense of autonomy.
Yeah.
You know
And the human
what I'm
didn't
saying?
like it.
Right. And so, yeah, I mean, I see the Matrix really. The Matrix is the womb. Womb. I see it as the womb of the mind. And I don't really think that. I think as much as obviously it's a movie, so it shows a lot of external visuals.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those external visuals is really talking about these concepts of different things that we have given power to in our own minds, and thus we've given power to it in the external world. You know what I'm saying? Systems and institutions that's in the wisdom build or destroy degree, right? We're dealing with the systems. We do the knowledge to that national statement by Dumar, where he was talking about the different institutions that the wisdom builder destroy degree represents: the churches, the hospitals, the schools, the banking, the financial institutions, etc. All these institutions that are in the mind that act as though they are doing something to us, when in all actual fact we're doing something to ourselves by giving it power.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the matrix of the mind, the womb, and how you conceive. And like, so it's almost like when Cypher was eating that steak, he was like, man, this is fake, but it's so real. It's like the same thing that the mind does. This shit ain't real, but the mind can do that. And so it's like, I feel like a part of the message is also too is like the practice of neutrality, like being able to not respond as much emotionally to the matrix, because you're giving it energy, but that's easier said than done. That's a level of gnosis that being the one has to come with. So I feel like, yeah, the matrix is the mind. And if I can make you think or believe something, I got you trapped in the matrix.
In that matrix, because it's like many wombs. You can create many wombs. You know what I'm saying? Being God.
But see, even in being God, see, there's many other matrices. It's you know how, like, I can't remember what particular Bible verse, but it says, "In my Father's house there are many mansions."
Mm-hmm.
So even in the matrix, there are many different mansions or different chambers or ciphers in the matrix that you gotta navigate. They wanted to go back to their own country but could not swim 9,000 miles. So many different aspects to the matrix that you gotta constantly be getting through, even when you start seeing the aspect of God that's inside. That's
Right.
like the end all. That's really, you just got in the game. So that's how I'm seeing it. The Matrix. So with that movie, they just kind of painted a visual picture of an age-old concept.
Huh? Been here for ages, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, man. Y'all burnt out, so it's good.
Burnt out.
Go ahead and bring an end to it.
Live Victoria.
Sincere.
True universal.
This is one of God's build.
Peace.
Peace.